ImmunityBio announces resubmission of supplemental BLA to the FDA for ANKTIVA, and this was for papillary-only disease, following agency review of additional data. And so this corresponds to the treatment in their pipeline, which we can see right here for bladder cancer. You can see right here it says ANKTIVA and BCG. It's already been approved for carcinoma in situ and papillary, but now the focus is on getting it approved for patients that have papillary-only disease. We've seen that the ANKTIVA treatment changes the paradigm. The data is compelling, and we're talking about a treatment that has shown that patients who have bladder cancer, when they take the treatment, actually save their bladder. In the past, what's happened is that patients were potentially facing the removal of their bladder. So this is why ANKTIVA, the data that they've presented and the opportunity here is so exciting. Bladder preservation remained high, with cystectomy-free survival of 92.2% at 12 months and 81.8% at 36 months, meaning over 80% of patients avoided radical cystectomy, which is this bladder removal, through 3 years of follow-up. ImmunityBio are now on track to submit this supplemental BLA based on the final data analysis in 2026. The next step now is that the FDA are going to have to come back to ImmunityBio and confirm a PDUFA date. PDUFA date is this deadline by which the FDA must issue a decision on a new drug application, an NDA, or a biologics license application, a BLA. And so I expect that this could potentially land in and around September time of this year, or kind of near end of 2026, with a possible approval coming into 2027. And so naturally, with any approval, we'll see a share price spike. And so one of the really exciting things as shareholders for this potential approval that should come in 2027 is what happens next. So what I mean by that is we've already seen approvals with the previous indication in the US, followed by the European Marketing Authorization application in Europe. And then with the relationship that Patrick Soon-Shiong has in Saudi Arabia, followed by this approval in Macau, which is this territory in China, we could see a strategy which very much mirrors this, but this time for the papillary-only indication. What's important to note is this statement by Richard Adcock, the president and CEO of ImmunityBio, who states that there's an opportunity to extend the ANKTIVA treatment at a phase earlier in the disease course, and in turn this represents a substantial expansion of the addressable patient population. And so ImmunityBio's resubmission of the BLA to the FDA for ANKTIVA for papillary-only disease, with a possible approval in this indication, we're looking at potentially doubling or tripling the patient population, so opening up ANKTIVA to significantly more people, if you like, which in turn is this opportunity which generates the revenue for ImmunityBio, and in turn this could manifest itself in greater revenue results and naturally a share price increase too.